exploring a relationship with a traditional financial advisor, some of these questions are things to consider. And one is, are you a fiduciary? It would be a good one to ask. It's a very important. That word is being used a lot more. You hear it in commercials, but let's tell us kind of a little bit about what a fiduciary, what they do.
Well, a fiduciary is there to serve your interests and to make sure that what they're doing is right for you and not necessarily something that's right for them. To me, that's the kind of the simplest way to say it. But the difference between advisors that are out there, and there's nothing wrong with advisors that aren't fiduciary if that's what fits what you're trying to accomplish. But the traditional stockbroker that when you see the 80s movies and that kind of thing, those guys are not fiduciaries. They're trying to put you in a financial product. Now they may be, in the back of their head thinking this would be a good investment for you, but they're not analyzing your situation and trying to do what's best for you. Where a fiduciary, like we are, is we're obligated to. When we recommend a product, to not base that recommendation off of how much that's going to pay us or what our company is having a sales promotion on or something. We are obligated to make sure that fits your investment profile and your long-term goals.
Truly in the best interest of the client. Yeah, so that's a good point. Well, that's a word that's thrown out there quite a bit, but it's very important. And it should go without saying, we think, but nonetheless, it's appropriate to ask.
Right, and all you have to do when you go interview an advisor is ask, are you considered a fiduciary? And you can also look that up through FINRA as well.
On Broker Check, and that's on our website as well, and any reputable firm has that as a resource on their website. And along those lines, it's another question would be, how do you get paid? That you'd ask of a potential advisor, and I know there can be a variety of different fee structures, right? I mean, and you just mentioned, commissionable or versus advisory, what would be called advisory. So tell us a little bit about a fee only or a fee type advisor.
Yeah, so kind of back to the commission thing. First, that was the old model, and that was really all that was out there. A person bought an investment, a commission was paid up front usually. Could be anywhere from, 1 to, I've heard that it used to be as much as 7%, and that was how the advisor was compensated, and that wasn't even all the fees, and we'll get into that later. But today the fee only model is when usually it's around a 1% to 1.5% fee. I've seen it as high as 2%. But so the advisor is compensated on an ongoing basis, and oftentimes in our model is it's a quarterly fee based on a 1% a year.
So a quarter of 1% every quarter,
and that's on the total amount of money that they manage or we manage, and that's how much the advisor is compensated. Now that number varies depending on your situation and the advisor's scale that they choose to charge. But you and I have talked about that over the years, and we feel like that structure really kind of aligns the goals of the client with the advisor, and that as the client's money grows, the advisors.
The only way we make more money is if they make more money.
Right.
Exactly. Right. I think that there's also so therefore that percentage is applied to the assets under management. And there's also another fee structure that's out there. There may be a flat fee for services that's agreed upon up front before the relationship's established, or there could, in some cases, be an hourly fee
Right. And depending on what service, and that's really, there's not, and you'll hear say this a lot during these discussions, but there's really not one size fits all, even with fees. It's a combination of how that advisor wants to work and what you are wanting to get out of the relationship. Yeah. So if you're just wanting to buy a mutual fund and one mutual fund and put your money in there and that advisor's willing to do that in the relationship, then the commission, the old school commission, might be the best setup for you because that'll probably be the least expensive over time. But, of course, there's other ways you could go about that. But if you're wanting an ongoing advising relationship, I feel like, and most people do feel like that, kind of a pro rata pay as you go. If I do well for my client, then they want to continue to pay me. Right. Is a good setup.
Right. I agree. And at the end of the day, if cost is just straight up a concern for individuals, then they may want to go to a low fee robo advisor, just where they're just on the computer or an online planning service like. That may be the best option for them. So it has to be a working relationship, and we'll talk about that a little bit more of how we approach the process of from the time we meet someone for the first time to bringing them on to a client, what that looks like.